Good afternoon, everybody, or actually, it's still a little bit morning here, so I can still say good morning. But welcome from wherever you are. Hey, Spook. Hey, Dan. Yeah, welcome. Right here with the other one, yeah. But welcome, welcome. Today I am going to be doing some glazing finally. We have we've been making a lot of things, and we finally got some things bisqued or going fired once, so I can add some color to the pots, and that's what I'm going to do today. I've got a lot of orders I'm working on today, and then I'll probably fill up my little kiln, and then maybe do some prep work on some stuff for the big kiln, though. We've got some pretty big storms coming tonight, so I'm not sure like if I'll start the kiln tonight or wait until tomorrow, but either way, I'm gonna prep stuff and get it filled up if I can. This is one of my glazes here. This is the solid black. And I'm going to be doing, I've got quite a bit of Starry Night to do, and then a few others that are just like either solid black or like the Arizona Sunrise, or I've got like one to be bloody. So I'm going to start glazing a couple of these. But how's everybody doing today? How's your Wednesday going? I had to think about it for just a second. Like, what day is it? What is today, actually? So if you're not having a good week, then it's good news. It's almost over, but it's hump day. With so many of the glazes looking the same, like, how do I tell them apart? One of the simplest ways to do that is to label them. I, of course, don't do that because I just forget, or I know what they look like, or I can tell by what color they are. Like some of these, like I'll be getting the pink out later, and like the pink and the orange and like a couple of the other ones. Like I found some brightly colored buckets at one point. 5-gallon buckets, and so I grabbed a bunch of them, and so the yellow glaze is in a yellow bucket, and the pink glaze is in a pink bucket. So, but that's very simple. But we do have a piece of masking tape on this one that says it's black. Otherwise, like, I can tell usually what they are when I look at the bucket, because I made them, and I'm so used to seeing them that I can tell them slightly apart. But for the black and the green and the gray, it is kind of hard to tell them apart once they are dry and on the mugs or on the pots. So when I have everything set out on my tables, like I'm gonna put the black glazes over here, and I'm gonna put the green over there, because I don't want, because once the glazes are like dried on the pot, they look almost exactly the same. Oh, Spook, that is so frustrating. Made important phone calls but got no answers. Hopefully you at least got to talk to somebody. But yeah, you can tell them apart a little bit by their color, because they are going to be slightly different, but it's easier when they're hydrated. But the best answer is to label them. Some of the glazes, like especially the different colors, like the red looks a little bit pink. The orange looks a little bit kind of like a pastel version of what it's going to be. So some of those are a little bit easier to tell. But there are some that look like nothing at all like what the finished product is going to be. Like there's a cobalt blue that is pink in the bucket. I don't know that I actually have to get that one out today, but I've done it before, and it's because cobalt carbonate is pink in powder form before it's fired. Where were they at in the kiln? Were they on top? Yeah, the Tankards were on top. All right. Sorry, I had a question. Oh, you got results from your shoulder and you want to see them sooner than the 10th. That's, yeah. I know that feeling. Trying to get doctor's appointments coordinated and actually get in, you know, at an appropriate amount of time. Yeah, our it's like we're in a small community, and our like hospital and all the doctor's office that were associated with it were bought out by a, you know, hospital in like the neighboring county, because they're servicing, you know, a larger area, and they're in the process of changing over all their systems, and in doing so, nothing was able to be saved or recalled. So now everybody who's ever been to our hospital or has doctor's offices here, your information is no longer in their system. And unless you had an appointment. They still have appointments, but when you go in, you've got to fill out every blessed thing again. They don't have any of your history, nothing at all. And so I'm thinking about for like older people who have like a book's worth of medications they're on that have all this history over decades that is now just gone because the new system is not talking to the old. It's just started this week. It's been a frustrating week for them. Wonder Hamster. See what you did there. Your shoulder, it reads like you've got a small tear. Yeah, it's like a small tear in your shoulder or your knees. It's like there's really not much you can do. Like, just let it heal. It might get better, it might not. Oh, it depends on where and how and what it is, but that's what I remember. The last couple times I've had anything like that, it has healed, but it takes a while. Yeah, Wonder Hamster, I was saying how I was gonna fill up the kilns and see, maybe not fire them tonight, but at least have them full. Go ahead, fire them tonight. I'll just get the chance to do it again tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Just passing through. I'm watching him because I know what he's going to do. Or at least maybe I was wrong. Okay, he was just passing through. He just wanted to walk through and see everything. What he's done the last couple of times I've had a glazed day and I've had all my pots spread out on the table is he will go he'll get between two stacks of mugs and just lay there. Maybe wiggle a little bit to make enough room for himself, but he likes to be between things. He likes to be contained. I'm surprised they haven't used the cat cave more. These are some mugs that we have made for several years now. I think we made, so this will be our 4th year, because the first one we did was 21. We've made mugs for them every year for the benefit auction, and what they do is they auction off one of these mugs once an hour, and people bid on them, and they're a different color every year, and they bring usually over $100 per mug. So according to what they told me, so it's a really cool thing. And it's a fundraiser to provide dental work and surgery for people with a cleft palate. I mean, set this one somewhere else because it just needs to be solid black, and I don't want to accidentally make it Starry Night. So I'm gonna maybe just keep it here. And this one is going to be plain. Like, you can't order any of the mug shapes or products without a medallion on them. This one is going to be Starry Night. Gotta remember, as I fill up my tables, I gotta leave enough room for a cat to walk through, or else I'm just setting myself up for heartache. Orange over black. This one is Starry. This is one of the Yarny crossovers. It says, "Exterminate." It features a little Dalek with his knitting needles. And then I think these are going to be Arizona Sunrise. This one is Bloody. Where is my pencil? I don't know if it'll make a mark on the bottom. There we go. Because I've already waxed the bottom. When I have like a lot of different things, or some things that need to be a specific color that's you know, out of the ordinary, I have my mechanical pencil here that I just write on the side of the mug or somewhere what color it needs to be in case I forget. Do we have any ACOTAR fans here? I've got the mugs that say the High Lady of the Night Court. And then I had somebody ask if they could custom order one exactly the same that said High Lord of the Night Court. So I've got these two. Normally I make these the unicorn farts, but they ordered them in the Arizona Sunrise. There we go, the High Lord of the Night Court. And Sunrise, okay. Alright, that's, I think that's everything that needs black as a base color, so I'll do the other half of these. And I may be able to dip the smaller ones, yeah. Actually, I might be able to dip the bigger ones too. Oh. It is noon. It is noon. I have a feeling we might be hearing those sirens again tonight. Can you dip this one just barely? So this will get more layers on it. Once I get the solid black color on here, we will add the blue color, because the ones on the table over here are going to be Starry Night. And that means this color up here, the blue and the black. Alright, now I've got the bigger mugs left here. Let's see. Sometimes you gotta make some waves and slosh it around a bit. There's that one, and then these are sunrise. So with this, we'll be getting out several of our colors. I've got the black, I'll do some in gray. We've got the Misty Forest, and then Jade and Iron and Jade and Black. I mixed up a batch of the Iron, which might be one of my last buckets. I looked, I probably have enough to make a little bit more if I absolutely had to, but I need something sharp. Where is something to cut with? Just a little bit. See, there's a little bit of a pink spot right there outside the medallion. That's a little bit of a wax strip. Just gotta scrape that off and add a little bit more glaze in there. Ooh, sorry for the earthquake. And then one more, that one needs to be solid black. I just need to set this one somewhere where it's not going to be confused for anything else. And it might just need to stay up here. And then when I forget why it's up here, y'all can remind me that it needs to be solid black, and I don't want to accidentally glaze it another color. Okay. What color should we do next? What do I have here? I need to do Jade and Iron, Jade and Black. I need to do gray, because I need to do the Stormy Skies, and I need to do green. And I need to do orange. I need to have one thing that needs to be orange, so I need to get that out. Oh, and Treebeard. That's what I need to get out. Let's do that one next. This one, for whatever reason, stinks to high heaven. Don't know why, but it is a stinky color. There it is. Let's get that aroma wafting everywhere. Why? Why do we say that? We need to call in Away with Words and ask them why do we say it stinks to high heaven? It stinks to high heaven. It stinks so much that even high heaven can smell it. That's what I think it means. These are actually going to our neighbor kind of across the street. They're like a few blocks down. They are the Heritage House B&B. And that's a picture of the front of the house. Set these. This is a little bit goopy. You can see how that one dries out. I think I may have added too much Epsom salts to this one. Sometimes, like the glazes, the glaze ingredients are heavier than the water. It's in all of them, but so sometimes the glaze ingredients will like sink to the bottom of the bucket, and then they just won't stay suspended in the water, and so you can add some Epsom salts to them. That way, I don't have to sit here and like remix the bucket after every dunk. So you add Epsom salts to it and to make everything stay suspended a bit longer, but I think may have added too much because it's like starting to gel up. And just taking a little bit longer to dry. May add some more water and see if that helps. Not a ton, but just it's like a cup or two. So it may be good that I might not be able to fire the kilns until tomorrow, because this glaze looks like it wants to take a while to dry out anyway, but plus with the humidity. from the storms that are coming, I'm not sure that it would dry out anyway. Oops. I didn't almost drop the bug. You saw nothing? And I will say one of the, like, it's almost like a hindrance in a dipping glaze if it takes too long to dry and it looks like it's almost gelled like this, but they specifically add stuff like that to bottled glazes to make them appear thicker, because by the, like, a dipping glaze, if you're painting it on, by the time you dip your paintbrush and get it to the pot, it's dried, because it's meant to dry quickly. So if you ever wonder why, like, sometimes the bottled glazes seem to react differently, it's because it has something like this in there to make the glazes stay hydrated a little bit longer, so that you have time to use them as a brush, with a brush. They are drying, it just takes a little bit longer, so I may let that sit for a second before I dip the bottom half. James, hello! How are you doing? My next color would be green and gray, but not on the same pot. James, can't complain too much, getting ready for the storms tonight. Did you have any, you're further north than we are, did you get any damage from the storms on Sunday? Oh, good, yeah. I heard it was worth further north than we were. Because we didn't get anything bad at all, just a lot of rain. Something had fallen in. I think it was just like a chip from the top of the lid, but just in case. What is this, Shazam? Today is National Ferret Day. How do you celebrate National Ferret Day? Is there a famous ferret? So this one is green. I know it looks exactly like the black, which is why I said I'm going to try to keep the colors separated so I don't get them confused. I don't have too many things to be green. I think it's actually only 3 things here. Weasel Stomping Day! Perfect! How do you celebrate with murder to song and dance? It is a Weird Al song. It is wonderful. It actually is a song making fun of harmful traditions. So. Stabby stabby. Has anybody seen Has Been Hotel? Because we watched it this weekend. And that's just what it made me think of. Because at the shows we've been at this year, like, we've seen a lot of Has Been Hotel, like, appearances and cosplays and merch. And so we're like, maybe this is something we should look into. We are old and behind. Everybody else knows all about it, yeah. So, James, the Comic-Con, like Kentucky Crafted, was okay. It was fairly steady, you know, compared to the last year. But the Comic-Con was like, we might do it again if it's the same weekend, but it's not really worth, like, going up there for a trip by itself. Like, and paying for a hotel room and all that. Because it's just far enough away that it's not really worth the driving back and forth that far. Every day. Actually, I should just keep these over here. I'm gonna dunk them again. Now, thanks Wonder Hamster, now I've got Weasel Stomping Day stuck in my head. But there are much worse things I could have stuck in my head, so. Nope. And that's green. I need the gray. Neuron, hello. Good afternoon. Let's find the gray bucket. Yes, black on all of it. I've got enough in this bucket. I bet I can dip things. Here are the things that need to be gray. So I think all of these are going to be the stormy skies. So welcome and good afternoon, everybody. We are doing the exciting task of dunking things in a bucket, which is sometimes how I refer to glazing. Got to remember that these have something on both sides, which means I've got to remember to like wipe off both sides and not forget about them. And one more. Wonder Hamster, you had asked me about opening tomorrow, so I was going to. That's what I meant to ask you if it was this Thursday, because I remembered you said it was Thursday, or I thought I had, but I kept second guessing myself. Alright. And then jade and iron. Oh, let me do the second half of the tree beard now that they've dried out. Let's mix this up a little bit again. Hope you can see it over there. See, it's not running at all. It's not flowing. Which sometimes that's a good thing. It stays where you put it. Whoops, I feel like I missed something there, didn't I? Now that I've wiped it all off. Make sure I didn't miss a spot on the other one. No, I got that one.
cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue.
All right, that's all of those.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón.
I heard voices. I'm like, this is supposed to be instrumental.
La casa del merengue, la casa de la bachata. La 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 la.
There's the lid. Whoop. These things are hard to steer. So I'm going to open up a bucket that looks almost exactly the same as the last one, but this is iron, and that was chicory, which is the base for Treebeard. This is my iron glaze that is going to be, it's more of a red iron. The Treebeard is this one right here, and it's more of a, it's a matte brownish green. So, but there is obviously iron oxide in it, because you put iron oxide in anything and it's always going to be this brown color, right? Some people call iron oxide clay glitter because it gets into everything and you can't get rid of it. And where is the things that need to be ironed? Put this one over here. This one is for a yarn shop. It's called the Knitting Cottage, and we've done a couple of them already, but these also have like a leaf on the back. Which will look really good in this the jade and iron color. And that's all I need to do to these. We'll have, they'll be green on the inside, so the jade green on the inside, and then an overlap will make a third color. This was one of my very first color combos I ever used, and so the jade and the iron are colors that I still make from scratch, though probably after this year, like when this bucket is gone, it'll probably be the last. I may be able to scrape up enough if I needed to make some more, but I'm gonna play around with some recipes to see if I can make something similar with different ingredients, or if I just need to do something else. Because 2 of the ingredients that go into this glaze are no longer available, meaning that they are no longer on this earth. Because so many of the materials we use really are just, you know, come from natural clays that you find in different parts of the country. And when that specific material is gone, then it's gone. Now, we do know how to like make, to like to add different things together and get similar results, but is it, sometimes it might just be easier just to move on and make something a little bit different. Like I've been reading about it, and the material that is no longer available is Gersley borite, which is a clay body. And it is like this glaze I think has the most in it. I think the jade might have some in it too, but has a lot in this color. But it's one reason that this glaze cannot be refired. Like so many of the colors I use, you can refire them a second time without them anything weird happening. But this one, if you try to fire it a second time, it like bubbles up and has little like sharp spots all over it. It's just, it's just ruined. The color goes from like iron to like a red iron color, very similar to what you see here, to like a crusty black. Which might make for an interesting sculptural piece, but not really good on a mug. And like, come to find out, like there's that clay ingredient is what gives it some of its properties that makes it a really good glaze, but also that's the reason that it bubbles up like that. So reading articles talking about like some like variations in that material, substituting different things where you can get a similar result but not have to deal with all the bubbles. Get the positive aspects of the glaze you want without having to deal with the bad ones. 3 more of these. Lassa, good afternoon. Did everybody have a good spring break? Oh, Lassa, you had the storm come through, so I wonder if that's what we're getting tonight. Well, I'm glad you still have power, or else you wouldn't be here watching. All right, and then the bucket underneath the iron is the jade, which is going to go on, well, all of these really, but I'm just going to put this back over here and let it dry some. Oh, you're getting what we're getting tonight too. So you just got a preview. Yeah, I'm getting some stuff glazed, and we'll be I'll load up my kilns, but I may not start them until the morning. Because if I don't start the kilns, then that'll guarantee we won't lose power. So I'm gonna perform that magic. Okay, I'm not gonna start the kilns. That way we won't lose power. Because if I start the kilns, then we're gonna be without power all night. You know. I just feel like I got something chunky there in the bottom, in the middle. All right, so what is this? This one is jade and black, and so it's going to be jade on the inside. And then like that, because the jade has to go on first with this color combo, or else it looks different. So this one is going to be the jade and black, and it's going to be, if you can see, yeah, this one right here. So green and black, and then kind of like a combination of the two. I know that feeling. I feel that, Lassa. I feel that. She says she doesn't like people, so pots is where she's looking. Yeah, I feel that. No, but in all seriousness, I did learn that, like, when I was, my first couple jobs, I learned that I did a whole lot better in production type areas where I could be left to do something by myself rather than being in sales or being in an area where you have to deal with a lot of people. So I've done a little bit of everything, but so I made my job where I'm do both, production and sometimes have to go to shows and do that, but mostly production. So you can tell her that too. Tell her then she probably will work much better in a production style atmosphere of making things. But unfortunately, making things yourself, you do still need to sell them. So she needs to find herself a wonder hamster. I sometimes call him my emotional support extrovert. That will work, Lassa. And I will say too, like, when I first started looking at this style of production, I was in art school and everybody's like, oh, that's so much work. People that knew the different types of a career path, they're like, it is possible to do this, but it's a whole lot of work. And I'm like, that never put me off. I'm like, but you can make things and people buy them. That's what I want to do. That's rather than, because some of the other options are go into academia, teach at several different levels, go into education, or the one that people see most often as flashy and like glamorous is the artist who sells things for thousands of dollars and makes a few pieces, but they are selling themselves. They are the extroverts who are also artists. They are selling themselves as much as the pieces they make. And I never saw that as something that I was going to be good at. And there are starting to be schools who have a section, there's always in an art department, there's the art education, there's, focuses, you know, painting, drawing, sculpture, this and that. But there is also, like in graphic design, is usually in the art department too. But there are also several schools starting to offer a studio artist like track. She's taking pottery next year. So what was it this year? It was just an art class. It was like a little bit of everything, and next year she's able to take a pottery class. Yeah. Come on, Lassa. I've seen you talk. You can be her wonder hamster for a while. This year it's exploration of art. It needs a paintbrush. Wonder Hamster, no, you're not being insulted, you're being complimented. So, Megan is taking pottery next year. She's been taking her art class this year and says that she wants to do what we do because she doesn't like people. She wants to make things and work by herself. And so I told her that I feel that, I understand that completely, but you probably do need to find a Wonder Hamster to talk to people for you. I told Lassa, I've been around her. I've seen her gift of gab. She could be the wonder hamster at first. This is one that does better if it's painted on because it looks better, I think, if it's thinner. I got the handle. So this doesn't have to be fancy or pretty or even. It's just getting it on there because it's all going to melt. Hey, Observer Mama Bird. Good afternoon. So C2E2 actually has the whole Breakfast Club staff. Like, who were they missing in New Orleans? Or was it MegaCon? One of those two had some of them, didn't they? Ah, okay. Amazon is putting in a bid to buy TikTok. Like, I thought that was like the plans when they were trying to shut it down. Like, that was one of the buyers, people, or the organizations that said they wanted to buy it. Got a couple more of these. Alright, 3 more of these, and I can start layering the other colors, because the other colors will, I can just like dip the rim and then let them dry out. I need to get the pink out as well. So sea spray and pink is what we're going to do after this, and then the black for the jade black. I've got to find it. I don't use it that often, so it's probably buried under the table. Alright, this is the last one for this color. Alright, let's clean this out. What should I do next, pink or sea spray? Where's my lid? Wait, yeah, let's do it. Well, pink is right here, so I'm gonna do pink next. Need to put some water in here to kind of rehydrate some of this. Just set that there for a second. Pink. I'm gonna clean off my whisk a little bit because it had some darker glaze colors on it and I don't want to contaminate the pink too much. A little bit might not make a huge difference, but I don't want to, get in the, a little bit every time I glaze is going to end up being a lot. There we go. am specifically not mixing it very thick at first because I want it to be a bit thinner for these sunrise pieces. Double and triple check these and make sure I'm doing everything the right color. I know these two are sunrise, and I know the yarn chooses the knitter and one of the knitting cottages. I think that's it. Because that one is black. And everything over there is Starry Night. That one is bloody, and that other one is orange. Okay, we're good. Now I'm gonna give it another mix. Get all that stuff off the bottom. So I've got 3 things here that need to be solid pink. This one is going to be cotton candy. I don't think these guys are on the same order, but it's kind of like funny if they were. One says I quilt so I don't kill people, and this one says F off I'm sewing. And they're both cotton candy, but on different orders. The brighter colors have been really good sellers. I went through quite a bit of yellow last year. That one was a surprise for me. I didn't realize I had gone through so much yellow, but pink as well. And I knew pink because I was getting a lot of orders for cotton candy and just solid pink things. You know, sometimes they put out Pantone's color of the year. The cotton candy is the top corner on the second frame, the blue and pink. Like Pantone puts out their colors of the year, and for the past couple of years they've been like brighter colors. This year it was very neutral. Yeah, it's pink and blue, and you know, sometimes pink can be pretty strong, but the blue tones it down a bit. And that was all I needed for the pink. Now for sea spray. Happier, brighter is still what's in. And so this is the sea spray. It is actually the color that's going to be blue on top of the black. And that's all we do is just one layer. Yeah, I'm even selling like bakeware items, not just mugs in the brighter colors. Like one of the first things to sell when I was at the Kentucky Crafted Market, where I had all the bakeware out, was the yellow and blue right here. We call it blue banana. But I sold a berry bowl set in that color. Because a lot of people have yellow in their kitchens, but you don't, you know, outside of what Fiesta wear, how much are you going to see yellow? Or how common is yellow? I don't even know if Fiesta wear is still a staple of kind of kitchens anymore. Oops. Yeah, the beach or a sky. What did I do? I brushed against the cat tower. There we go. All right. And then, whoops. I'm going to move this before I hurt myself. See how these do. They look fairly dry. So with the tree beard, I don't have to put a whole lot of the sea spray on here because it is runny. All right, and then the gray. This is one that I will do like 2 layers on. So we have that. This is going to be the Stormy Skies, which is also, you know, has a bit of blue to it. It's just not as bright as this one right here. So it's more subtle. All right, so this one, I think I'll get the red out to do the one bloody thing that I have here. And then those will need a second layer. I don't know how these pink ones are. I think I need to let those dry a little bit more before I put a layer on those, but I might be able to go ahead and load up some of these that are Starry Night and put them in one of the small kilns. See, I'm like, oh, I needed 6 hours. I could start it now. It'll be all right. I'm not going to, though. It would not work. Something would go wrong. Something would go wrong. Chef Tig, hey! Welcome! This raid is suboptimal. Oh, come on. I disagree. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the studio. We have been dunking things in a bucket today, so you're coming into a super exciting stream. Welcome, everybody. Start it, you coward. Yes. That will I said this before, we're supposed to get storms tonight, and if I start a kiln, that ensures that we're going to lose power for 3 days. So I am going to wait until tomorrow so that I can ensure that we will not lose power. Bucket Duncan, that's going to be my next Glazed title. That's what it's going to be. So, that's what we've been doing. We have this color. This one is this color up here, the blue and black. That's what it looks like before and what it's going to look like after, hopefully. I'm going to put a lid on this before I knock something off into it. So we have, we've got glaze on everything. I just have to let some of these dry out a little bit longer and put some more layers on there. Hey, Glow Panda. I see. So, Chef, I'm doing good. So, how are you? How was your stream? What were you working on? I am just about to take a break. So, I've got about as much as I can do with these mugs, and then we have been unloading another like bisque kiln that we need to prep for another glaze to load it back up. So we've got a lot of stuff we're working on, but this is like everything that I was glazing right now. You're doing the suboptimal cooking show 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Oh, I'm going to check it out. Suboptimal cooking show. I have to see what you're doing here. Yeah. Well, I understand you need to go get cleaned up. I need to do the same thing. So I understand if you need to head out. We are going to see if we can find someone else to raid. But I appreciate you bringing everybody over. I'm sorry we don't have more to show you. We've been doing a lot of orders here, so it was mostly mugs today. Actually, entirely mugs. Yes, entirely mugs. You were cooking with less than perfect ingredients, less than perfect equipment. So normal cooking, right? Normal cooking. Let's see what we got here. Do we have any suggestions? Do we have any recommendations? I like to raid other crafty people. Let's see what we got here. You know what? Moco Maid is on. What are they doing? And they have a lot of people in there. We need to see what they're doing. So, guys, thank you for watching. You're doing like cooking streams for like food that anybody can make. Good. That makes people more confident in trying to learn to cook when I think it's simple. But if y'all don't know Moco Made, they do a little bit of everything, but they make the leather straps for us that we sell with our potion bottles. They custom make them for us. And we got some in just a little while ago that we're going to be taking to our next show. So we're going to go say hello to them. So guys, have a good afternoon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later because I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, but definitely over the weekend, glazing more things. So we'll see you later. Here we go.